We're going to talk about some meditation. We're going to talk about some inspiration. If it's not one of the three, I don't want it. So, every single morning I prepare myself by starting a video, getting out there, putting out content for you guys. You can connect with me, Motivation, Meditation, Inspiration.yoga, Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, Periscope, and of course on our podcast. Like and subscribe. So, without any further welcome, let's go ahead and get started. So what are we looking into today? What is the challenges that you're facing off against? What are the things that you're going through? How are you manifesting from within yourself? How are you putting yourself on a page where your mentality starts to open up, where your ability inside of who you are truly starts to work, and you start to get to the place inside of who you are where you work through your challenges. And a lot of us are facing off against challenges today, and like some of us might be without positions or without homes or without environments that are ideal. And so how do we continue to work towards it when those things are not working for us? How do we start to put ourselves into a mentality when the things are not working in our favor? And so I'd like to visit that a little bit today, start looking at some of those challenges that you might be facing off against. Leave some comments there. We'll work through some stuff. As I'm going at it, you can also leave me a message, and we'll definitely get back and start working through them inside the videos. So a lot of the challenges that we are facing off against today has to deal with our mentalities. It has to deal with our abilities to sit down and to truly get down with what's going on inside. And so if we start to ask ourselves those type of questions, what is going on inside? What is it that you want to overcome? What is it that you're looking to achieve? Ultimately, the person that you got to ask is yourself. What is it that you want to dream? What is it that you want to be? And a lot of the times when people are seeking out to be around you, they're seeking out to be around you for who you are. So if it feels like you're changing when other people seek you out, what may be truly happening is your true self coming out. And so how do we start to get to that place where that kind of mentality starts to open up, where you start to truly be who you are inside, where you truly start to speak your mind and to speak your mentality? And each of us is seeking out that place inside of ourselves where we got to focus to that point. And I'm looking here at a picture. It says, some days it's hard to find motivation. Some days motivation finds you. And it's a picture of a guy riding on a bicycle, and he's got a bear behind him. So that's kind of how things really are. It really does work that way. It really works in a way that our abilities inside of ourselves start to open up when we start to put ourselves in a place where we utilize what we have inside. And how do we start to utilize that mentality that we have inside of ourselves unless we sit down and start to study what drives us? So today I'm going to talk a little bit about what drives one to actually push themselves to the point where they start to achieve things, where they start to overcome things. And it's when we're doing that we start to open up inside of our minds. It's when we start to give ourselves that kind of a place to start to see something happening for us. We start to see something happening within us. And are we focusing to that point where we're achieving that level of mentality, where we're going beyond the challenges, where we're seeing to the point where what we have inside starts to light up? And it takes your ability to put yourself in a place of mental focus to reach. It takes a place where when you're going to your positions, you have the ability to overcome your challenges. And When you're putting yourself in a place where you focus through challenges, are you identifying with them? Are you giving yourself the ability to manifest the things that you would like to? Not everything is always going to be perfect. Not everything is always going to work in your favor. Not everything is going to happen exactly the way that you're seeking for it to happen. And it's inside of our minds that we got to open that part of focus up. It's inside of our abilities, inside of who we are, that we start to have that kind of relationship with ourselves. Okay? And it's when we start to recognize that the actual ability to enjoy comes from that kind of a place. It comes from that kind of ability. It comes from that kind of mentality. And are you focusing to that point is the thing that we got to ask ourselves. Are we putting ourselves in a place where we can overcome those kinds of challenges, where we can start to get through those kinds of challenges? And it's on a daily. It's from the minute you become aware of yourself. It's when you start to wake up inside. It's when you start to put yourself in a place where you start to believe in who you are. And we are on that kind of a grind daily. If you like it or not, you're going to wake up every day asking yourself the questions, and when you do start to ask those questions, when you do start to get down with who you are inside, when you do start to face off against those kinds of challenges and you start to put yourself in that kind of place, it's going to require your mentality. And it's going to require your ability to focus. So let's go ahead and start looking at some tools that we can utilize today to help us in our professions, our relationships, and in our homes. So one of those things is cleanliness, mentality, ability, and organization. So how do we start to organize ourselves, and how do we start to become parts of organized groups of people or organized mentalities? How does it start to get to that point where you start to see your dreams start to become possible? You start to write stuff down in such a way that what you're writing down starts to come out. And how do you start to manifest it? And how do you start to recognize that level within yourself, that level within your being, that level within your focus? See, it's up to you to what you focus into. It's up to you to what you focus on. It's up to you to what you manifest. Are you manifesting things that are bringing you closer to yourself? Are you manifesting things that are bringing closer to the people who like you for who you are? How do you open your mind to that level? Now, like I ask every day, is what I'm doing today, is it motivation? Is it meditation? Is it inspiration? If it's not one of the three, I don't want it. So as we're sitting there asking ourselves what we're listening to, focusing into, manifesting in our lives, why not start heading inwards? Why not spark the ability for those challenges to become overcome from the person that you are inside? Why not give yourself permission to spend a little bit of time with you? So I want to start talking about that. I want to start talking about what it means to get inwards. For nearly the last decade, I've been working with meditation. And I see people coming up with techniques. I see them coming up with angles. I see them coming up with different things and new and old styles of meditation. And the more we realize meditation is nothing more than overcoming your challenges. It's being inside of who you are. It's writing. It's singing. It's speaking. But it's much, much more. It's what's that connection with you. It's with what that part inside of you gives you the ability to overcome your challenges. And how you apply your energy and where you apply your energy. So now I'm going to start talking about how energy fields inside of the human being help us to understand ourselves and our reflections. So I'm going to talk about when I was at 40 days inside the sauna of at least a minimum of an hour a day at full lotus. And I was bypassing the time when my knees reached the size of oranges. And I continued to meditate, and I continued to go, and I continued to press forward. And I remember hearing others talking about pain is temporary. It may last for a minute, a month, or even a year. That is Eric Thomas' quote. That is his. And I remember sitting there inside the sauna, remembered hearing, if you want to breathe as bad as you want to be successful, then you'll be successful. So I remember passing through that, and the challenges that we're facing off against were becoming overcome. They were not having the ability to stop that. They were not having the ability to stop that mentality. They were not having the ability to stop that understanding, that ability inside of ourselves to overcome our challenges, to be who we are on the inside, and to overcome the things that we face off against. And it's inside of ourselves, inside of our being, inside of our core, that place of focus finds knowledge, finds a reflection outwards. It means that your energy, it means that what you apply yourself to, where you put your motion into, is what emotion is. Simplicity inside of oneself to be who they are is just being who you are. And when you recognize your strengths and you focus into your strengths, you have the ability to overcome your challenges. But you got to really put your knowledge to work. You really got to put your student inside of yourself to believe in you. You got to see that your pains, your fears, and your emotions are in your mind. So when you gain that place where that part of yourself starts to decompress, when you start to work on that part of your challenges, you start to work on that part of your being, you start to work on that part of your focus, and your purpose starts to open up. That, my friends, is what meditation is. So ask yourself where you're doing it, when you're doing it. Are you giving yourself that kind of time? Are you giving yourself that place for you? How are you doing that? And are you able to sit down and study yourself and get into the person who you are on the inside and to face off against the challenges that you have on a daily basis? Have you asked yourself that question? Do I know who I am on the inside? Do I know what I enjoy? Do I know what positivities come in my direction? And each day we do that for ourselves, that we put ourselves in that place to gain that understanding, gain that level of focus, that level of vibration. We start to see it. We truly start to get inwards, and that is where growth happens. It happens inside of yourself when your knowledge starts to become exposed to you. When you start to see these type of things and these type of challenges, and these type of manifestations, and we focus to that place where you have that ability to overcome those things that you might feel are impossible. And each day that we learn, each day that we manifest, each day that we overcome our challenges is a blessing, my friends. It's a part of who you are. It's a part of your beliefs. It's a part of your mentality. It's a part of your purpose. And it's a part of your journey. So if you're facing off against something today, spend a little time with you. Be kind to yourself. Be kind to others in a way in which they see you for you. They see you for who you are inside. They see you for your challenges and your beauties and your reflections. And let them light up the night. Let your internal being shine. And what does that mean? What does it mean to be you? Truly, ask yourself that question. Is your light shining bright? Is your night turning to day? Is your day turning so bright that your vibration shines at a level of light? Ask ourselves that question. Are the people that are around us becoming uplifted because we came their way? And it helps us all to understand ourselves when we realize that we can achieve dreams, we can achieve goals, we can manifest our being. When you look back at the accomplishments that you have, what are they? When you look into the future, what do you see? When you look at the present, what are you becoming? See, people go to positions to build a character. They go to positions to put themselves in a place of mentality, into a place of ability, when it already exists inside of you. It already exists with you. The strength to overcome your challenges within yourself, to become a self-starter, to become a self-being, comes from the daily grind, comes from the enjoying your challenges, comes from the ability to be who you are on the inside. And the tools you have start to open up when you do that. When you start to sit down with yourself at that level. And when you sit down at that level inside of who you are, your being starts to shine. Your purpose starts to open up. Your understanding starts to come out. And sitting down at that level where the professor inside starts to open up to you, the one inside of you, allows you to see that the challenges on the outside aren't greater than you on the inside. Next, what does it take to hit that place of discipline? What does it hit to sit down inside at a level where the student and that focus and that knowledge becomes applied. How do you get to that place where focus and knowledge becomes centered, where the being inside of you starts to open up, where the purpose becomes the path, and the path starts to find the way, and the light starts to shine outwards? After all, those people who have found their paths uplift others by being themselves, uplift others by seeing how to be beautiful for who they are, uplift others by embracing their challenges, finding a focus and a discipline at a point of reflection, a focus and a discipline at a point of being, of purpose, of journey, of path, at a point of discipline where others see them as a reflection of inspiration. What a beautiful thing that is when you're able to use the things you have and it uplifts other people. The challenges that you face off against bring people closer to themselves. The things that you focus into give you the permission to overcome, to manifest, to light up in this world. We each have it, my friends. Are we applying it? Are we sitting down with it? Are we putting ourselves on a page where we have that ability to flip the pages of life with an ability to overcome, with an ability to manifest your destiny? Are we hitting that place of discipline where we're uplifting other people, that we don't need to take from others, but we benefit others? Where what we're going through and what we're facing off against and what we're doing is believing in ourselves? That's the kind of inspiration I want you to recognize. That's the kind of manifestation that I want to light up with in this world. I want you to be inspired to that level where you see the universe working on your side. You see the universe working with you. You see the universe working through you. And when you see that happening, when you start to recognize that level of being, that level of purpose, that level of journey, the light inside of you starts to shine. The person inside of you starts to overcome. The person inside of you starts to become. And it's up to you to want it for yourselves, to become it within who you are. Each of us has what it takes to breathe. Do you apply that very essence that you have, that very blessing that you are on the face of the planet, in such a way that you manifest your dreams, that you manifest your being, that your purpose ends up having a reason? What a blessing it is for us to have challenges. Because when you start making it through your challenges, you see that you can do it. But not only do you see that you can do it, but the people around you, when they truly see you focused, they start to believe in themselves. And when we uplift other people, when we help them to believe in themselves, we help them to believe that they can achieve their dreams, that they can achieve their goals, they can achieve their purposes. The universe has the ability to yield to the one who inspires others. And I'm telling you, with the challenges that I've been through, When you help out other people, you receive more in return. So what is it that you want to dream? What is it that you want to achieve? What is it that your discipline can reach a point where you can see the results? What is it that you get to keep when you put your mind to it? When you put your grind to it? When you put your being, your whole self into it? Is that a place where other people can see you as an inspiration? It all starts with you. It all starts with the simple things that you do on a daily, a yearly, a weekly, a monthly. And all of a sudden, it is a part of who you truly are. And that being inside shines in the light. What a blessing it is that we are alive. What a blessing it is that we can have a relationship with the Most High, who controls the whole universe, and that we can be a part of this great journey called life. As I close, I want you to see yourself as an inspiration. I want you to see yourself as a being, as a light that you can go towards, that you can uplift, that you can overcome your challenges within yourselves. As I perfect these speeches, as I perfect this being, as I work towards growth inside, we are all teachers, but we are also all students in this life. I want to inspire your teams. I want you to reach out to me. I want you to leave comments, and I want you to believe in yourselves. I want you to become a reflection of inspiration. As I close, I just want to say blessings to you all. As always, namaste.